Hey everybody, welcome to the Otherz podcast. I'm your host, Steve Penny. Joining me as always, my co-host Rafa. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good. We are back from our summer holidays, hopefully refreshed and ready to go for a new season of podcasts. This week, we'll be rounding up stuff from the summer. A little chat about our holidays, what we've been up to. I know we've been doing some cool stuff. We're going to chat about the new Clipse album and the Clipse tour now that it's finally out. We've got a new Tyler album to briefly touch upon. So a new creative platform from Pharrell, and then maybe some purchases and things like that from the summer. I don't know if you made any, Rafa, but I've made a couple, which I think might be worth showing off. So we've got those to go through as well.
Let's go, man. I had one purchase. We can talk about
Good.
that later. Yeah.
So firstly, how was the summer?
Yeah, man. It's still being, but it was pretty good. Me and my lady, we went to Brazil to show the baby belly for the family, and we spent there like 2 weeks and a half. It was pretty good. It was the first time in a very long time that we focused on spending time with family, and it was pretty amazing, man. One thing about it though, it was like I started to see the difference from my city, from my hometown in São Paulo. So a lot of things have changed, and also I think it's a feeling that you have that you getting older, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
everything around you is changing, and the only thing that you remember as since you were a young kid is your city, like it's your hometown. It's always been the same. And it was the first time that I came back there, I was like, oh, everything is different now, you
It's
know?
all moved on.
Yeah. I said something for a friend, and he was like, "Oh, this is really good, kind of poetic." But I'm going to say in Portuguese because in rhymes, but it's tudo subiu, tudo sumiu. It means like everything's gone, everything's going up, meaning everything that was there is not there anymore because they are building these huge buildings, like fancy places, So everything that is it should be so normal is all like, I don't know, reaching for, I don't know, capitalism, I guess.
Yeah. No, I find the same nowadays. If I go back to my hometown, it's very different. I spend most of the time just kind of walking around, going, "Oh, that used to be so and so, and that used to be so and so, and that building never existed until a few years ago." And yeah, it's a strange vibe when you live away from your home, especially when you're in a different country as well, because
Yeah,
you're disconnected from it. And you don't know it's really going on, and it's happening, and then you get back there, and all this stuff just appeared and you're like, wow, like where did this come from?
yeah, exactly. I think it's like when you go back to your family house, to your family home, and your room is not that anymore. Like your mom or your dad, like is already using it for another thing. You're like, what the fuck you doing with my room? Like, it's not. Don't leave it here anymore. You have your family now. But oh, okay, yes,
Yeah. The joys of getting old.
yeah, exactly.
But you had a good time though.
Yes, man, 100%. Spending a lot of time with family, a lot of laughs, a lot of cries, a lot of hugs. So it was awesome, man. Shout out to my
Nice.
family.
Shout out to all of them for sure. It looked like you're having a great time from what I saw on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, I
Good.
had.
I think I went to the UK maybe before we did the last podcast. I don't quite remember. Quick trip to London. And I went to Bulgaria for a week to Sofia. Highly recommend it to anybody out there that wants to go to a kind of European city with lots of kind of history and culture and stuff like that. It was very nice. Don't go in July. It was 40 degrees every day. It was horrific in terms of the heat, but a really nice city, really nice people, a lot more modern than I kind of expected it to be as well. Lots of designer stores and boutiques and things like that. Lots going on, loads of bars and restaurants, amazing food. And if you are debating a European holiday somewhere this year, I would recommend it just because Bulgaria joins the euro in January. So at the moment, their exchange rate is, I think it's set. Everything is still quite cheap. You can go there and have a very good holiday for a week or so, or even a long weekend because it's not that far away. And you can do it on a budget if you really want to. So yeah, highly recommended. We did that. We had a little trip in Finland to a summer cottage, which was nice, into the middle of nowhere. Nice to get away from everything. And then a long weekend in Stockholm as well.
Nice.
Yes, Stockholm, always a lovely place. The complete opposite to Sofia, where it's horrifically expensive.
Yeah,
But we were in Stockholm to see Kendrick Lamar, who
that's
I
right.
believe you also saw during the summer.
Yes, man, 100%.
I didn't know you were going. That was a surprise when I saw your stories.
Man, but you know what? Like we were like so like we were only think about Brazil. So we came back from Brazil and at the same week we went to the concert. Like we came back from Brazil on Monday and on Thursday was the concert.
Okay.
So I think that's why I didn't tell you.
Yeah, you just had Brazil in your mind. Did you have the tickets already before
Yeah,
Brazil
yeah,
for
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay, so it was all
Like
sort of
I
planned,
think we
yeah.
bought in January or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you think of the show, the Grand National
Man,
Tour?
it was amazing, man. It was pretty cool. I think the coolest part was because I saw it was the third time that I saw Kendrick. I saw him in 2016 in Portugal, and then in 2023, I think 23, yeah, here in Barcelona, in Primavera Sound. And right now, so just to see the evolution of the tour, all the lights and firing and the sound effects and visual effects, it was pretty amazing, man. And the
It was a
stage
good
was
show.
so cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was pretty awesome. I mean, he always is. I mean, the last time that I saw him, 2023, it was like the festival stage, so it was not that amazing. And also he his performance, like he was like pretty standing still in the same place for a very long time. So I was missing his energy that I know he has. And this one was wow, man. Just
It's funny because
incredible vibe, man.
I've seen lots of clips of this tour, and in a lot of them he looks very uninterested.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, we're going to turn up and he's like going to hate it and he's not going to be enjoying himself. But he seemed to be really into it. Like you say, the whole sort of stage setup was good because it kind of gets him and them kind of around out into the crowd and stuff. We had sort of very good seats. We weren't standing like you. I'm too old for that kind of thing. And also watching it from where we were, I could see there was like a mosh pit down there as well. And I was like, I want no part of that. I don't want to be anywhere near that kind of thing. But we had this is a tip for anyone that goes to Stockholm to see a concert, because I've been to this place a couple of times now. It's the 3 Arena, and it's actually a football stadium. So when there's a concert, obviously one end of it they cut off because you got all the stage and backstage
Yeah, of
stuff.
course.
So we were in, I want to say it's block 211. So it's kind of almost directly in line with the stage, maybe a little bit in front, so you can see everything that's happening at the back of the stage, basically. And you could also see backstage. You could see all the kind of setup and all the props being brought through and dancers going into places. So that was quite interesting. But where we were in this block 211, we had seats that were really kind of close, really low down. But what we did was we stayed further towards the back because there's a massive like disabled section there, which is just like a big open balcony.
Hmm.
But there was nobody there, so they were allowing people to stand there. And it's right next to all the private boxes. So I was sat next to, I think this guy was a footballer. I'm not sure. A couple of people came and asked for photos with him, and he was like, yeah, cool. And he was there with like all his friends and stuff. And I was stood next to him dancing to some of the tracks. We both were arms around each other. And I've got no
Nice.
idea who he was, but I think he was a footballer. He looked like he was a footballer, the way
like
kind of
this.
build the way he was, he was dressed and stuff. So
Yeah,
we were essentially, it was just like being in the private box, basically. So it
yeah.
was really nice. And also because that area was mainly shut down, because we were right at the end of where they were closing it, because you couldn't see the stage, the bar behind us was empty. You never had to queue for a drink, never had to queue for the toilet.
Wow.
It was
Private area.
amazing. It was. That's what it felt like. And what was really good was like, I like SZA. Like, she's a great singer, great artist, but her stuff kind of really slowed down the tempo a little bit. And it wasn't necessarily my kind of thing. And I noticed that throughout the concert. During her stuff, a lot of people left to go to the toilets, go get a drink. So when she came
Okay.
out, I was like, perfect opportunity to run to the bar, get a drink. And I
Yeah.
still get back and I still see most of the song anyway. I miss
Yeah,
like
yeah,
60 seconds of it.
yeah.
So it was perfect. So if you ever go to the 3 Arena in Stockholm, yeah, try and get into block 211 on the right hand side, as kind of far along as you can go. And yeah, you'll have a great time if you can get yourself up into that little balcony area. It's a very good spot.
Yeah, it's funny that this thing that you said about Caesar, that I did the same thing, and like right before I was getting my drink, I looked back and Caesar was singing like, "How is this my life? Like how I'm trying to get some drink and Caesar is just singing back
Yeah,
there, you know? Shit, this is incredible, you know? Amazing like soundtrack to while you're getting a drink.
amazing soundtrack to standing at a bar. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Yes. But yeah, like I said, I did notice, yeah, when she kind of came out, it was mainly the blokes, mainly the men that kind of, all kind of quickly darted off to the toilets or to the bar to get something, whereas most of the women were like loving it and, singing along to everything. There's only a few scissor tracks I really know, to be honest. So um I didn't mind kind of dipping out quickly because I still got to see most of the tracks anyway when I quickly got
Yeah,
back.
me too. Like I really like Caesar, but I like her first album, like is the one that I listen to the most. And the new ones, like I still like it, but it's not like the first one for me. But yeah, but it was amazing, man. And I was a little worried when I saw the videos of people mosh pitting and everything. I was like, Juliana, you have a huge belly right now, so maybe it's a good idea for us just to change our tickets to seated ones. And she was like, no, fuck that. I'm not doing that. Like, okay, like there's nothing I can say to this woman
That
that
does
is
not
going to change
surprise
her
me.
mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but the good thing, like the place that we were, like there was a lot of people and people were mosh pitting, but everybody was like right in front of the stage, you know. So all we had to do like just back off a little bit and we were cool, you know. And we saw like other pregnant women in there, and also we saw a woman. She was like carrying her baby, like he was like 6 months at the most. And he was like just cool with like ear protectors. And we asked her like, we would love to do the in the future, but how you do it? Like how he managed everything? And she was like, no, he's super cool. Like he's good with people. Like I protect his ear and he likes music. And I'm always doing this with him. I'm like, oh, okay. So I looked to Julian and said, oh, so let's try it out. Let's see how we manage to do that in the future.
Yeah, I've seen people with kids at gigs, maybe not babies quite that young, but I
Yeah.
guess if you have a baby and it's kind of brought up with music around it and music kind of soothes it or it enjoys the music and obviously you protect its ears and all that sort of stuff, I guess it's potentially can be quite an enjoyable experience because if your ears are kind of protected, you're not hearing much anyway. So all you're feeling is like the bass, the vibrations kind of going through you, which
Yeah.
for a young kid is very sort of sensory, and there's probably a lot of kids that quite enjoy that.
Yeah, yeah, true. And also like just to make the kid like get used to this environment, you know, like since that is something that you like to do often, like just put your kid to through this stuff to so he can or she can like, you know, get used to it. So I was mesmerized, like, oh my God, that is amazing. And the little kid was just like that, looking at everybody, just chilling, like, oh, okay, that's awesome.
So, people out there, our recommendation is if you're able to go see the Grand National Tour, definitely do so. I still think there are plenty of dates left, aren't there, in various places. And if you have a small child, feel free to take them as well.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll love it. Now, speaking of gigs, we have another one coming up soon, which
My God.
unfortunately, I know you're not going to enjoy talking about this, so we'll get through it quite quickly, all right?
No.
Unfortunately, Rafa can't make, but I'll be going to, and that's the Clipse, currently on their US tour, but they embark on their European leg in a couple of months' time. I have tickets for the Paris show. A number of other friends and listeners have tickets as well. So I think we will be doing like a little meetup in Paris at some point over that weekend, probably on the day, on the Saturday. So if you are listening and you are going to be going to the Paris show, then do drop me a message on Instagram or anywhere else. And at some point nearer the time, I'll try and set up a little Instagram group or something where we can kind of discuss things and arrange meeting up, because I know I'll be meeting a few people there. So we've got that to look forward to. I'll stop
Yeah.
talking about it now because I know you can't
No,
make it,
no, don't worry,
unfortunately.
man. Like I have my share of clips last year, so I'm
Yeah,
cool.
to be fair, you have seen them fairly recently.
Yeah.
So,
And I told Juliana this, like, I think this one hurts a little bit just because I was going to go with you and the rest of the guys. So it would be amazing. Just go to the concert together and then meet up and talk about the clips and the Neptune. So it will be like a perfect opportunity, but
I know.
life is life, man.
Exactly. And I know previously when we were first talking about this tour, probably over a year ago or something, when we were talking about the album, we talked about Berlin because they released that Carhartt, or they announced the Carhartt collaboration originally, didn't they? And a few bits came out, and on the back of some of the T-shirts, it had Barcelona, Paris, Tokyo, Berlin. It had all these places where we assumed they would be touring. Obviously, some of
Yeah.
that's changed now. And I know we talked about Berlin. Is Berlin on this tour? There is a German date, I think, isn't there? I can't remember.
Yeah, me too.
But we decided upon Paris just because I felt it was kind of fitting. That's where the album was recorded. Also, it means there's a very good chance that a certain Mr. Williams might make an appearance. We saw him come out on
Yes.
stage last week when they were in Miami. He made an appearance. I think it was Miami. He made an appearance there. So I'm hoping that, obviously, if he doesn't have any other work commitments and he's in Paris at that time, he would also make a special appearance on stage, which will be really, really good. Really good to see.
Yeah, man. Fingers crossed.
Yep, definitely. So, yeah, like I say, if anyone out there is also attending, then drop us a message and we will arrange a small meetup before the gig at some point and go for some drinks or some food or whatever it might be. Now, speaking of the Clipse, when we did the last show, we'd only had the first two singles, but since then we've actually had the full album. I think it came out a few days after the last episode, didn't it? Or a week after or something. So let God sort them out. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions.
Man, I have only good things to say about this album. Only good things. Yeah, man. Beats are clean. Raps are clean. Man, Pharrell, oh my God, it's been a while that I haven't been so proud of this man's work. Jesus, like the beats are so dope, man. And for me, I think that every time that I listen to rap from that is the language is English, I always hear the beats and the melodies first. And I think the last time that I listened to the beats and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? This is so good, was in the Pusha's album, Pusha's last album. And while I was listening to it, and I still listen to since it came out, I listening to it every day, and I still feel that it's so, so, so good, man. And man, shout out to Malice, man. He is killing it. My God, this man's pen is amazing. His flow, and he's 52, bro. Wow, it's so incredible to hear, man. And okay, so just to not say that everything's wonderful, I think some of the hooks
Yes.
are mid, okay? Like it's good, but it's not that awesome. But everything else, man, I have no complaints. No, no, zero. And I don't know. Yeah, I have a lot of things to say, so tell me Now you go, like, tell me some of your experience listening to this.
I'm on the same page as you pretty much. I haven't been listening to it quite as much as you have, by the sounds of it, but I've given it plenty of spins, and there isn't a track like skip on it. Even stuff like the first track, The Birds Don't Sing, I'm never really a fan of those kind of slower tracks. And especially when they're that kind of introspective and stuff, I normally find them a bit cringeworthy. But the verses on that are so well written and they're delivered so well, and obviously knowing the story behind them and everything, it's such a good song. Again, the hook on that I'm not a massive fan of, but the rest of it, beautiful. And amazing that they opened the album with that, because I think I saw them in an interview saying, like, it's one of those tracks we want it on the album, we want to get it out of the way, basically. It's gotta be there. We just want to get straight into it. Whereas normally with any kind of album, you kind of slower stuff tends to be on the last sort of last quarter of the album. Stuff like this, that's where I'd expect it to be normally. So to kind of go straight in like that with, I think some people would find depressing is not the right word, but like, it's about their parents dying, so it's not an upbeat club banger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's and it's dealing with their direct experience. It's extremely heartfelt. So to be kind of brave enough to put that as the first track on the album, with all the kind of build up around the album for like a year and a half now, and for the anticipation of everybody to have that as their first experience, I was just like, wow, that's a brave decision. But I think it's been a good decision because it is a
Yeah.
beautiful track. I have heard them in interviews saying, like, they've performed it a few times live, and I have heard them say a couple of times, like, we hope we never have to perform that ever again. So I'm not sure if it's in the set list on the tour at the moment, but after I've seen them do it live recently a couple of times, yeah, they've said, like, we don't want to be doing it again, basically, because it's obviously too emotional and stuff.
Yeah.
So props to them for putting that first on the album. The rest of the album, like you say, the beats are just on point the whole way through. Chains and Whips, that Kendrick verse, just
Yeah.
ridiculous. I think Kendrick outdoes both of them on that, if I'm perfectly honest. That Kendrick verse is
Yeah,
just so
true.
good. POV, the Tyler verse is really good. And obviously, Tyler's done some interviews recently where he's talked about that and talked about he did like 50 different takes or whatever it was, and
Poor
didn't
guy.
and didn't think he could do it, and was debating saying like he didn't want to be on the album and all that. But really good. So Be It, Nat and Ace Trumpets we've already talked about previously. Mike Tyson Blow, Across the Face, like, again, really good. And I heard Pusha say he didn't want that on the album. He said there's that
Man.
one, and he said there's some others that he didn't want.
Yeah.
This is a near perfect album, and there's still at least 3 tracks on here that Push did not want, which amazes me. I want to know
Yeah,
what they
man.
are and why. And I'm going to be harassing every contact I have between now and November to try and get some kind of interview when I'm over there. So yeah, I think that's a great track. And then Inglorious Bastards, I really like. I love Ab Liver. I love all the stuff that he's done with them in the past. His
Yes, man.
his
He's
appearances are
back.
always really good. He never lets anyone down when he makes an appearance anywhere. So again, that's a standout for me. And then all the others as well, they're all excellent, but those are kind of the key ones for me.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Abe Lava, man. He's back. His pen is always sharp. So good to hear him again with the clips. And I was listening to this week, like yesterday and today, and I felt like I was hearing like it's kind of like religious sounds, godly sounds, like every time that I hear some elements of the sounds, every time it will taking me to church sounds, to religion sounds. But at the same time, it feels alarming, it feels eerie. Like, I don't know. It makes me think about the fear of God, like it feels like this sounds like it's it's godly, it's religious, but it's also like, watch out,
It's
you
still a
know?
dark album. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yes, it is, and that's amazing how Pharrell Williams did those type of sounds like, and I think it's perfect for clips, you know. So it just makes me smirk a little bit just thinking about how it feels like it's a religious sounds, but also like watch out, like it's not that good. Like you better like take care of yourself. Like they are the Boogie Brothers, you know.
There's that Malice line. Oh, what's it in either So Be It or Ace Trumpets? I can't remember which one now. Where he's like, I will take the breath from you or something. And it's like a really dark couple of lines, but he says it with a laugh and with a smile on his face in the video. It's just
Yeah.
it's like menacing. It's like, he's threatening to kind of kill someone, but with a smile on his face. Just like,
Yeah, I think he said
you know,
you are gasping for air, right?
yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man. Malice, have you ever watched the movie? I think it's called History of Violence.
I'm not sure.
Is with I think the name of the actor is Viggo Mont
Mortensen.
Monterser.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one. So the movie is basically like Virgo, like he works in a restaurant, like in a diner, have like he's a he's a big family business. And these three guys came to the diner and they look like gangsters and they were like, oh, okay, so we came back to you. Oh, we're gonna kill everybody here. Like you do remember us? And the Virgo character, he was like, what is going on? Like, I don't know you guys. So basically the story, like he lost his memory, and when those guys started to threaten his family and him, he like he had like a muscle memory, and he killed all those guys. I feel like Madison is the same, you know, with this album. He spent a lot of time away from the game, and when he came back, like he's training everybody. He ready to kill, you know.
Yes.
Amazing, man. So sharp and so and the memes, man. The
The memes have been
memes.
brilliant, but what I love is he is aware of it, and he kind of, I've seen him make jokes about it and he leans into it a little bit, which is really nice to see. He's not taking it too
Yeah.
seriously. But every time I watch an interview with them or I see a picture, it's always Malice giving that look, that like, just like he's not enjoying himself or he's not impressed.
Yeah, man. It's so good.
Brilliant.
Every time that he deciding to talk about his personal life, he goes so deep and doing like he meant it, like, every word. Like he mean business. I'm like, oh, okay, man, just chill a little bit, man.
Yeah.
So
And I would say as part of like those interviews, I haven't obviously we talked previously about the rollout that's happening and they were turning up on loads of interviews and podcasts and things, but since then there's obviously been even more. I haven't listened to or watched every single one of them. I've tried to watch a few, but obviously a lot of them are very long and there's a lot of repetitive
yeah,
stuff. So I think if you follow social media, you get the best bits. Basically, you get all the clips. No pun intended. But the one that I did watch all the way through was, I can't even remember who it was with. It was like GQ or somebody like that. But it was them and it was Pharrell, and then they
oh
would
yeah,
listen to a track and they would talk about the track as it's going on, and then in between it, and there was a woman sort of off camera then asking the occasional question as well and sort of chipping in. And that interview, or not interview, but that, whatever you want to call it, interview or listen through or whatever, was really good because you could tell they're all in a good mood, they're all really excited,
yeah, true.
bouncing off of each other. Pharrell is really kind of excited about it, and there's a few times where you get to see that kind of old Pharrell where he just like
Yeah,
just explodes with like happiness basically, and he's so excited about what he's sort of
yeah, that
showing
spark.
everybody and telling everybody. Yeah. So I'll put a link in the show notes because I really, really recommend that interview if you want to not watch all of them that have happened over the last couple of months. I really enjoyed that one, and they go into kind of quite a lot of detail about a lot of the tracks. And I think that's the one where Pusha talks about he didn't want certain tracks on the album as well. One thing I did notice during that though, which was quite interesting, was when they get to So Be It. Pharrell just checks out completely. As soon as that track starts playing, Pusha and Malice, they're both kind of, rhyming along to it and they're like really into it. And previously, Pharrell's been kind of rhyming along to stuff and tapping his feet and, nodding his head. He gets his phone out and he just sits there looking down at his phone, texting or writing something. He ignores everything. And I thought, right, will there be a reaction where there's that Neptune's line?
Ooh, yeah,
Malice says it, mouths it, or whatever as it's playing. Pharrell doesn't even look up. No reaction whatsoever. And then obviously the last verse, which is all the kind of the Travis disses, Pharrell just stays well out of that. He just keeps his head down, tapping away on his phone. He wants nothing to do with any of it.
yeah,
So that was kind of quite interesting to see. Apart from that, he's really into all of the other tracks. But
yeah,
just that one, I think because it's got all the disses in it and because it's got that Neptune's line, I think he's just like, I'll leave this one alone. I'll just not get involved in this for whatever reason. So that was quite interesting to see.
yeah. I also saw that, but I think it's only because I don't think he's allowed to talk about it, right? Because of the ongoing lawsuit.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to say anything about it, but
Yeah, even,
when a track's being played and it's not referencing the lawsuit, it's just saying, the Neptunes are no more and P is now known, P is Saturn. I
yeah,
would expect because they're talking about him directly, he would kind of mouth it, he'd point to himself or he'd do something. But he
yeah.
was just like, nope, typing away on his phone, nothing to do with it.
Pharrell is pretty smart.
Yeah, he knew that was coming and he knew to just, dip out at the start of the track, not to make it look weird and stop halfway through or anything. Just like, I'll let these guys take care of this track. I'll just sit here quietly and pretend I'm
Yeah.
texting somebody.
If it was Pharrell for 2000s, like it would be a totally different story.
Yes. But yeah, so I'll put a link in the show notes for that one. People can go and watch that. Also, along with the tour and prior to the tour, there was huge amounts of merch. I think even more after our last podcast. Did you end up getting anything?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, just because I have a child coming up, so I'm not purchasing anything. But the only thing that I purchased that and that is kind of insane for me to say it, and even for me for purchase it, but I got some Panda Dunks. But the only reason that I did that is because I got my
Nice. Yeah, that's understandable. That's understand. Yeah, yeah. I've got. I think me and my girlfriend have got one pair of matching sneakers. Then me and my son have got a separate matching pair as well. You got to join in sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. I used to hate just the idea of matching with like couples matching clothes and sneakers. Like, oh shit. But I think I'm just getting old, so I'm just getting soft.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think I've ever worn the same as them at the same time, and I'm not sure if I would. But it's nice to like still have them.
Yeah, yeah, true. Exactly.
But Clipse merch. Let's get back to that quickly. I think I might have mentioned on the last one. I got the t-shirt and CD box set. The t-shirt, lovely. I was wearing that in Stockholm. I've been wearing it a bit since. Really well printed, really good quality, sizing perfect, really good. I also got the vinyl, and then I also got the BBC t-shirt as well, which I
Man,
I still haven't
that's the
opened
one.
yet. Yeah, I haven't opened it yet. And then obviously, also there's been a few other releases of bits and pieces since then. I haven't bothered with any of that. What I'm thinking is probably at the gig, I'll try and get a t-shirt or a hoodie or something or other. But from what I've seen so far, their merch lines are crazy at their shows. So might have to get there super early to manage to get something.
Yeah, nice, man. No, all the merches, man. I loved it. All the one, all of them. All the collabs, like everything looks so good. But the BBC one, oh my God. That was the one for me. I was like, oh shit. It's
Yes.
okay.
Depending on what the weather's like in November, I might wear that t-shirt. We'll see.
Yeah. Man. Well, do wait. There's they released two of them, like the black and the white, or just the white
Yeah,
one?
black and white.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got a black one.
the black one. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the best one in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're going to join us in Paris, be sure to wear your Clipse merch. Obviously, weather dependent. If it's freezing cold, don't come in a t-shirt.
Yeah. Cool.
All
And the
right.
other one that I also love it is the one with Carhartt with the Coca-Cola letters. Like
Yes,
so good.
I did look at that, but I think it was right before I was about to go on holiday, and just thought I can't really justify even more
Yeah.
Clipse merch right at that moment. So I passed on it
Yeah.
then. But yeah, let's see what turns up at the shows, and if there is anything, I might grab a couple of bits if I'm able to.
And what about, did you also get the vinyl or just the CD?
Yeah, I've got the vinyl as well separately.
And how they look, how it is?
It's nice. Hold on, I can get it, seeing as we are recording a video. No, I can't because it's on a shelf, and in front of it is a picture of you. In fact, you and your lovely partner, and various other little ornaments. And if I try and pull the vinyl out, everything's going to fall over. I'll leave it for now. It was
Okay.
a bit more sort of simplistic than I thought it would be. It's literally a single sleeve and then sort of plain records inside. I didn't get like there were some special edition ones with like special colors and stuff. Mine's
Yeah.
just a normal one, and it's just a basic cardboard sleeve. Obviously, the artwork does look nice and everything, but there's nothing
Yeah, of course.
too special about it.
Yeah. But I was thinking about that because the prices are pretty good.
Yeah, they were, and the shipping prices were good as well, which doesn't normally happen with these kind of merch things that come from the US.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, if there's another drop of any of the merch, which I expect they probably will be because it's a fairly popular tour. So I imagine maybe towards the end of the tour or after it, they may release a few more bits. I may be tempted to grab some other bits and pieces because, like I say, the t-shirt was really good quality and a really good fit as well.
Yeah. On another note, have you seen that Mia Khalifa was doing a lot of Instagram stories just rapping the lyrics? She was like driving around, listening to the songs and rapping with it.
Can't say I saw that.
Yeah, yeah, and she even went to a concert. Like she took a picture with the guys and everything, man. Like I think it's amazing just because like it's free marketing, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. Speaking of which, I was going to say friend of the podcast or Instagram friend of at least mine. I don't know if you follow him, P the designer. He did an amazing one of one custom bag for each of Pusher and Malice. I wanted to mention this because the bags were so good. And he drove down, he lives in Canada, and he drove down to, I think, the Virginia show, the hometown show, and then he drove down to Miami, I think it was, to the show the night after, like in his car. I think he took his Lamborghini, but he does like. If people don't follow him, I recommend you go follow him. P the designer, and he's also got like a business page, which I think is one of one prototype. Again, I'll put links in the show notes. But he does all these custom bags. He does a lot of these custom bags for celebrities and stuff. So he's done Jada Kiss, one for I think Mary J. Blige, Floyd Mayweather, all these kinds of people. He does all these like really high end leather custom bags. And yeah, he did one each for Pusher and Malice. He used the artwork as well from the album cover. And then on the inside, he printed this like collage with them and their mum and their dad and their family members. And he's got like a making of video on his Instagram page on his reels. So really amazing piece of work. I highly recommend you go and check out that and give him a follow because the work he does is amazing. And also, he's met Pharrell a number of times in the past as well. I think he's done a bag for Pharrell, if I remember rightly. He's done a lot of like
Nice.
custom Louis Vuitton stuff recently as well. So yeah, go and give him a follow because yeah, he's got some really good content and produces a lot of really good stuff. Give him a follow for sure. So yeah, I wanted to
Nice.
mention that. I think that's most of the clip stuff. Let's quickly talk about the Tyler album because we get a Pharrell guest appearance on there as well. And I know you are much more of a Tyler fan than I am. So
Yeah.
again, give me your thoughts on the Tyler album.
Yeah, man. I like it a lot. I like that is a short album because I still feel like I'm still listening to Chromacopia. So it was like it's not even a year since he dropped Chromacopia, so I was like, oh, already? So it was cool just to get a short album. So if it was like a longer album, I think the album would be like, passing over the Chromacopia. And I like it, man. It was pretty cool. I think he really did an album exactly like he's saying he made for us just to enjoy ourselves, to dance. And I mean, of course, like one of the songs he's talking about woman right in his face and all that, but I mean, you can dance to it. Again, like always, he delivering some pretty cool visuals, some nods to R&B and hip hop for the 90s. That was pretty cool to see and hear on the songs, and I think is another album that you can really listen to the Neptune's influence on his sounds. And every time that Tyler goes back a little bit when he's producing, you can always feel the Neptune's influence on it. So yeah, but I still enjoying the album. I cannot say that I love it. Like it's not yet on my top five Tyler the Creator albums, but it's it's growing on me a lot, and yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it dropped the day I think I was going to Bulgaria, or I was going on it. So I was going somewhere. So I listened to it a couple of times on the plane. Like you say, it's a short album. It's only what 35 minutes or something, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I really liked it. I was pleasantly surprised. To me, it felt very he's influenced, and it feels definitely like an album that he just wanted to make for himself. Just like
yeah,
a really cool, upbeat album for, like you say, people to be able to kind of dance to, have a good time with, play during the summer. And yeah, I've seen some of the shows he's done so far. He's done these little kind of pop up shows, hasn't he? Because he's still touring Chromacopia at the moment, but he's doing
yeah,
these little pop up shows for this album. And he's posting on his Instagram like, if you come to this show where I do these songs and you're not dancing, you get out. Basically, you literally
yeah,
have
true.
to be dancing. So I really
Yeah,
like it. It was very funky. It was very. I could hear a lot of the kind of 80s pop and 80s slightly earlier disco kind of influence in there as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I've listened to that a few times over the summer and still giving it the occasional spin.
yeah, true. Like I saw one of his like listening parties, and like no phones were allowed, and everybody just had to dance. And I was like, oh man, I just wish more artists do this. Because I remember uh, when I was in New York, in Brooklyn, I went to this club, and a lot of like good songs were playing, and a lot of people were just on their phones. And I was like, what is going on here? I'm in Brooklyn. So all my expectations were like went down, and I was like, oh my God, I thought everybody was like at least like bumping their heads, and everybody just not everybody, but most of the people were on their phones. And and this was like 7 years ago. So I can I can only imagine how people are going to the club right now, how people like are really enjoying the club. I have no idea how the kids like they are doing clubs right now. So it was just like so cool to see like everybody dancing, sweating, just back in the days, just like back in the days. And I always feel like I'm saying having all this perspective, but it's also a sign of me getting older.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, the nostalgia thing and this new generation, they don't know anything, like they don't know how to enjoy themselves. Like, oh, man, I'm old.
Yeah, I feel the same. When I was got into my later teens and my early 20s, we had mobile phones. I'm not that old, but they weren't that popular. You didn't see, like when I was about 20, you still didn't take your mobile phone out with you in the
Yeah,
evenings,
yeah,
really. Like we used to go to clubs and you'd go and you'd chat with your friends, you'd have some drinks, you'd, dance. And if you got bored, you'd walk around and talk to, find other people you knew, or you'd go to another room and listen to different music and then you'd come back. So yeah, I very much like the idea of somewhere that plays really good music, but yeah, where they're like, yeah, like no phones allowed or whatever. Because I know full well that even if I went to like a really good show now or a really good club night, for example, and let's just say they were playing loads of Neptune stuff, I know I'd be sat there and I'd be loving it. But at the same time, I'd still be texting you going, oh man,
Yeah, yeah,
it's Neptune's night. They've just mixed this and this, and they played this version of this, and like, I'd be
yeah, yeah,
telling you
yeah.
all about it and stuff, and like, taking little videos and things.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
remember like I went to a club like I think it was like 2 years ago, and the theme of the party was 2000 R&Bs, and of course a lot of Neptune stuff was playing there. But I was like, and I went to the club like right at the beginning of the party because I was so excited about the theme party. A lot of Neptune's music was playing, and I was like just sitting there taking videos, like talking to, explaining Juliana when the song came out, what is the inspiration? Oh my God, such a nerd.
no pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we are getting old. All right, let's move on to some news from the summer. We won't go through all the news. There's mainly one story I kind of wanted to cover, and that's just from the last week or two. And that is the new Virginia
Yeah,
creative platform and brand that Pharrell has kind of formally launched. We saw this last year when he put the website up, Black Yacht Rock, and then you could obviously download the songs from that album. I'm saying in inverted commas, in air quotes. And he was the artist was Virginia. That was like an alias he was using, but he's now turned that into a brand and a platform. There's a website. You can still go to blackyachtrock.com, and it now expands. You can still get the album there as well, but it now expands into this kind of wider website with some amazing artwork actually of Virginia Beach.
yeah, it is.
And you can buy all sorts of weird and wonderful merchandise. Most of it is beach themed. So there's a lot of beach accessories and t-shirts and shorts and towels and beach balls and all sorts of things like that. Like I say, there's the album on there still. But what kind of intrigued me about this launch is that they're using the artwork, the track listing from the album on physical real life posters around Virginia and places like that to promote it, which says to me they might do something with that album. I'm still like really unsure because I
Yeah,
read an interview before the summer or maybe during the summer where somebody mentioned that album or that collection of tracks. And they said, are you going to do anything with this? Is it going to get released? What are you doing? And his answer was, no, it's just a bunch of unfinished demos, basically, which I think is a weird thing to say, seeing as they've released them and they don't sound like demos, they sound like finished tracks. But he specifically
exactly.
said they're unfinished demos, which, like, if that's your demo, then what your finished version is going to be like would blow my mind because I think it's a great album anyway.
It is.
So interesting to see that they're using the album to promote the website and to promote the whole sort of venture, which makes me think, they may do something with that album, or it may just be a direction he wants to start going in personally with some of his music, which, it's not N.E.R.D, it's not Neptunes, it's just, proper singer-songwriter type music that's, beautifully produced. But, the emphasis and the focus is really around the songwriting. So maybe that's something. But again, this has been launched as a kind of creative platform and a brand and stuff like that. But I think we mentioned this in the last episode we recorded. Like, what's happened to I Am Other? Like, why is that? Obviously, I know it's still there, and I know people that still work for it, and everything comes under I Am Other. But that was meant to be the kind of big creative brand and the platform where everything goes through. But now there seems to be another one. So I'm not quite sure what's happening and what the difference is between them. So it's going to be really interesting to see over the next sort of year or two what sort of projects come out under this new sort of Virginia name and what actually
Yeah,
happens with it.
yeah, true. And when I first saw it, I didn't even think about being another I Am Other, but I was thinking, is this the new human nature? Just because of the branding, they were selling merch, and
Oh, Human Race.
clothing. Human race, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, potentially, because obviously Human Race is a collaboration with Adidas.
Yeah,
Pharrell he does own the name Human Race and everything. He owns all the kind of copyrights and stuff like that. Yeah, we haven't seen. I was thinking about this the other day. Actually, we haven't seen any products from Human Race in a couple of years now, and I love the Human Race stuff. Still live in Human Race hoodies and stuff most days. I thought they were excellent products, but we haven't seen anything for a couple of years. So yeah, is that collaboration with Adidas starting to slow down a little bit now? Although we're seeing new sneakers, yeah, which we'll talk about in a minute. Yeah, is the Human Race line now sort of evolving into something else?
yeah. Let's see. And another thing that I thought about it was like, what about the musical that he was producing a musical, right? And I think it was about Virginia and
Hmm.
also about his life, something like that. So it makes me think about maybe they are not doing the music anymore. So these are just products that is supposed to came out with the music, with the movie. I don't know.
I think a lot of the tracks that are on that website that are listed as Black Yacht Rock, a lot of them sound like things that kind of came or were derived from other projects. There's stuff in there that sounds like it could be in that Lego movie. There's stuff that sounds like it could be
True.
in the Despicable Me type things. There's stuff that sounds like it could, in theory, fit into the movie that got cancelled earlier this year as well. Yeah, they could have been part of those sort of projects that just didn't make it basically.
Yeah, true. Well, let's wait and see.
Yeah, let's see. But as part of that website, one bit I noticed, which was quite intriguing, was there's a karaoke section where you can sing along to songs from Black Yacht Rock. And supposedly, by singing along and sending your vocals into them, you will get access to kind of an exclusive area of the website with exclusive merch and information and access to additional kind of drops and stuff like that. Now, there is no way in hell I am recording a karaoke song and sending it to them. I don't care what access they give me. I am not doing that. But I did see
Yeah,
some of the people that submitted this actually got 3 pairs of Jellyfish, which
yeah, man.
obviously have launched. They launched on this website last week. And we're recording this on the 19th of August, just so people are aware. The raffles and things are open now via Adidas and retailers for when they properly launch worldwide next week. I think on the 3rd, maybe. Or maybe that's this week, actually. I can't remember what the date is. Yeah. So in a few days' time, basically. So yeah, some people that had submitted their vocals got 3 pairs of sneakers, which is nice. Yeah, I won't be submitting any kind of karaoke to them. I did enter the Jellyfish raffle on the website and got nothing back. And I have also entered the raffle on the Confirmed app, which is the Adidas app. But there are also, I think, End Clothing have a raffle ongoing. I've got a notification here from Foot Patrol that they have their draw open as of earlier today. So there's a few places that will stock them.
Yeah, I would love to because this pair, man, they really grow on me. Since the first time that I saw them, because I remember like, oh my God, like Pharrell is putting out like a shoe like that. And right now, like, man, it looks amazing.
We talked
It
about
looks
them about
pretty
a
cool.
year ago, maybe,
Yeah, yeah,
first time. And we were both like,
exactly.
oh, they're too big, they're too chunky, they look like the Balenciagas, etc., etc. This trend is gone, it's over with. And I don't like big shoes anyway, even at the best of times.
Yeah,
But they've grown on me massively. And I've seen the
yeah,
same sentiment online. A year ago, everyone was like, nah, like this trend is over with. Like, no one's interested in this, no one cares. Now, every comment I see when they're posted about somewhere is, oh my God, these have grown on me so much. Oh my God, I have to try and get a pair. Oh my God, they're
yeah,
330 euros, but I still have to buy a pair somehow. Everybody's really into them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. True, truly. And I think also just because like sneakers at the moment is so polarized, like there's not just one style of sneakers that is really popular right now. It's all those different styles. So I think this coming out right now is like, oh, just one more type of shoe. I don't think like sneakerheads or people that like sneakers don't care. I don't think they cared anymore about if they are chunky or if they look like a shoe from 5 years ago. They just want it. And also because of the hype, of course.
Yeah. And there is a lot of hype around these now, seeing as they've been teased for about 12 months.
Yeah, exactly.
But the version that's coming out is the orange Virginia version. We've also seen Pharrell wearing a blue and white pair, and then at a Louis Vuitton show, the last Louis Vuitton show, it was like a yellow and brown kind of colorway, which looks really, really good. I've also
Yeah.
seen some renders of an all pink pair, which looked really cool, actually. I didn't think they would, but they looked really good. And then something I noticed, and I had to ask somebody about this, and I also got another question about it from someone else on Instagram, is if you go into the Confirmed app and you go to the drawer for these sneakers and you go to the second picture, it looks like a completely different colorway of the shoe. It's like a
Yeah, yeah.
gray and a red. And I sent it to you saying, like, I
Yeah.
don't know if this is another colorway or something that shouldn't be here. Now, I did reach out to somebody that works with Pharrell to kind of check, and they said, no, this is the same. It's the same shoe, but it reacts differently under certain lights. And he said this is under a grey light. Now, I don't know what a grey light is or where you
What?
find a grey light, but the shoe goes from being white and black and orange in normal light to this very like silvery grey and red and black under this certain lighting condition. So if you do look at the Confirmed app and you wonder like, what the hell is this random pair of sneakers here in this weird colorway? Because I don't think it tells you in the description or anything. That is the same shoe. It's just that, yeah, in a certain lighting condition, basically, it changes color.
Yeah, true. If you go to the blackyacht.com and when you go to the sneaker link, you can see also the same
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
And now you can see that it's like it feels like the sneaker is in a shadow.
Yeah. I was hoping, though, like looking at that colorway, like the silvery gray and the red, I was hoping that was going to be another actual colorway because I prefer it. But no, for now, we just get the
Uh,
white and orange version, and there will be more colorways coming soon. I did also hear there's going to be white and green, white and yellow, a few other different
yeah,
colorways as well.
I think Pharrell was wearing a white and green one on the Clipse when he went to the Clipse show
Yeah, quite
on the
possibly.
Clip. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So
And
yes,
I
if
saw
you,
the do you know Mick the Ruler?
yeah, that's who I spoke to, who I got this information from. Yeah, from Mick.
Yeah, I think he posted on his stories, right? Like a bunch of different colors, and he was like, "No, I don't have the shoes, guys. Just ask Pharrell if you want some."
Yes, there'll be lots of colorways coming. I don't know how many I'll buy at a €330 price point.
Jesus.
That's mad. I still go to stores and I look at like Air Max 90s are my daily shoes. They're the silhouette I love the most. They're the ones I'll
No,
wear every day, basically. And I'll go to a store and like Air Max 90s are now like 170, €180 for a general release pair.
Jesus.
Even that blows my mind.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
330, Jordans now are what, 210, 220. Bought a few pairs of those recently. But yeah, 330 is really starting to kind of push the limits of even what an idiot like me is willing to spend on a pair of sneakers.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's insane right now.
But that transitions nicely into my next topic.
Oh, Buttersoft.
Sweet, sweet soft Buttersofts. I haven't bought a pair, let's be very clear. Did try a pair on. They
But
were
let me tell you just one thing before
yeah.
you continue. I remember a few episodes back, I was like, please, Steve, don't buy this. Don't do it. It's a lot of money. And when you show me the pictures of you wearing it, like, I hope he get it. He get them because he looks so good, man. I'm
You
like,
hit me
oh
back
man.
within seconds. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what have
yeah,
you
man.
done? What have you done?
But also I was so happy for you. But man, it's so cool, man. But continue, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, yeah, there were none in Helsinki still. So when I was in Stockholm, I thought they've got a slightly bigger, slightly fancier Louis Vuitton store. So I'm going to swing by there and have a quick look and just see what's in there, basically, anyway, from the new collection, because we don't get many bits here in Helsinki. So I went there and I said to the guy on the door, like, "Oh, do you want to see if you got any Buttersofts at the moment?" And he was like, "Oh, actually, yeah, we do." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I just want to have a look." Okay. They had one pair. So I stood
Wow.
around for ages waiting, looked at them because they were on the shelf. All they had on the shelf was a white pair, all white. Now, I don't like white sneakers anyway. Oh, no, it's a lie. I like white sneakers. I live in Finland. I can't wear white sneakers. It's impossible. Stupid to
Okay.
buy them. But I thought, I want to look at them. Obviously, it's, you work out the shape and how they feel. It's the same leather and stuff and everything. So eventually I saw somebody and I said, "Oh, yeah, how many have you got?" And she was like, "We've got one pair left, basically." And I was like, "Good. I won't be buying them. That's fine." She was like, "What size are you?" And I was like, 43. And she's like, "Oh, that's exactly the size we have left of the one pair." I was like,
Come.
"Oh, shit. It's right. Okay."
Yeah.
So then she took, the display pair were a 43 as well. And they had one new pair at the back, which were 43s. Display pairs, I don't think they let you have them. So I tried them on. My thoughts, they do feel amazing. The leather is, as you would expect by the name, Buttersoft. It is so soft, so nice, so comfortable as well. The sizing, very weird. So I normally wear, depending on the shoe and the brand and stuff like that, between a 42 and a 43. So in the UK, that's between a size 8 and a size 9, US size 9, size 10. They gave me a 43. Length of the shoe, perfect. The toe box, perfect. The part around the ankle, which obviously, if you've seen them, we've put pictures up previously, which is really kind of like puffed up like a skate shoe and is really big, fits terribly. It's so
Oh,
big and so loose.
okay.
And obviously, because of the size of them and the way they're kind of manufactured and the way they're kind of puffed up a bit across the front, you can't tie the laces really tight. So I pulled the laces kind of as tight as I could, which wasn't very tight. Did them
Uh-huh.
up kind of as tight as I could. But then as I walked around, like my heel was just slipping in them constantly. So like I say,
Yeah.
lengthwise, they were okay. But there was like no support around the ankle and the heel whatsoever. So I think if you are buying a pair, or if you're looking to buy a pair, try a pair on first. Don't just order them online. Now, for me, obviously, that's the only way I can get a pair here if I were to. But I'm lucky enough to try the pair on. So I know I probably need to size down. I probably need to go to like a 42, 42 and a half or something. So
Yeah.
I would suggest if you are interested in a pair, like, yeah, look at or think about sizing down slightly. Obviously, the good thing with Louis Vuitton is, you could order 3 different sizes if you wanted. Let's just say, for example, a 42, 42 and a half or 2/3, whatever they do, and a 43. You obviously have to pay for all of those, but
Yeah.
they accept any returns immediately and you can just return them to a local store if you have one nearby. And I think their refunds are pretty much instantaneous. So you can always return ones that don't fit. But I would recommend, yeah, if you are looking at buying a pair, if you are interested, then do try them on because the fit is very strange. At least I found it that way.
Damn. Yeah, man. I saw some other colorways online, and all of them look so good. I saw one that is white. It's kind of like the first gun Cortezes, you know, like
Hmm.
white with some red and blue details. So good.
Yeah. I would say, and again, I think I said this on the last show, fortunately or unfortunately for me, all the colorways I like are all the region exclusives, all their Speedy Bag owner exclusives. From all of the general release ones, I'm not a massive fan of most of them. I think there's a dark blue one, which is quite nice. But apart from that, I like all the ones that I can't get, basically. So I think that's probably good for me that they're just unobtainable. I would need to go and buy a Speedy Bag first, which I certainly don't have the money for. So that's going to keep me away from them. But I would say, yeah, if you have been interested in these and you kind of been debating getting a pair, they are a really nice shoe. They do look really good when they're on as well. They looked better than I thought they would, and they are really really comfortable if you can get the perfect size that fits you. I think, yeah, you'll really enjoy them, really like them.
And I think they are going to be like available for a very long time, right? Because I don't think Louis Vuitton like used to do limited editions, right? I think limited colorways, but I think the shade, the
It depends. Louis Vuitton, like every brand, they have like their silhouettes in their items that they do season after season, and they change the colors and stuff like that,
yeah, exactly.
which is what they probably will do with these. And then they've obviously got their collection stuff, which is only out for a period of time, and then you can never get it again. Basically, it's just available for like, you know, fall and winter 2025. If it's part of the collection, once that season is over, you can't get it again. I think from what I've been told by various different sort of Louis Vuitton staff, there is plans just to make this a standard sneaker and to just kind of keep releasing new colorways and new versions of it. Now, whether that will last beyond Pharrell being there, kind of as in when he does leave Louis Vuitton, I don't know. But I think while Pharrell is at Louis Vuitton, yeah, we will keep seeing new colorways of these coming
Mm,
out. So yeah, it's not like they're all going to go away next year, basically, and you'll never be able to get them ever again. I think they'll keep doing releases of them.
yeah, because some of the sneakers that Virgil put out through Louis Vuitton, like they are still releasing them,
Yeah,
just in different colorways. So
yeah,
it might happen, yeah, with this.
yeah. You know, they don't tend to lower prices, but I'm hoping like as they release more, as they become more available, hopefully we get better colors with the general releases. The price point might drop very slightly. I don't think it will ever drop that much. I think here the basic one is 1100 euros, goes up to 1500 euros for the more kind of exclusive ones. It would be nice if it was below 1,000, if it was like 900-ish, 950-ish. Still a lot, obviously, for a shoe. Still ridiculous. But it makes it a little bit more kind of palatable. And I'd be a little bit more interested if it were below that sort of €1,000 price point.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. While we're talking about Louis Vuitton, I probably should just show the couple of things that I did buy during the summer.
Yeah, let's see.
So we obviously recently had the Phriendship collection with Pharrell and Nigo. Phriendship with a PH, not an F. And I really wanted something from this collection because obviously, you know, it's them working together. It's iconic. It's a seminal moment in their careers and in Louis Vuitton and the brand and stuff. So I've got a couple of bits. And again, I don't know what I
Nice.
mentioned on the last podcast or not, so bear with me, but I'll show them on the video here. So hold on. Right. Firstly, and these are only small bits. Don't expect any like €5,000 jackets or anything. But firstly,
Yeah, so cool.
the hat. I had to get the hat. You know, it's freezing cold 6 months of the year here in Finland. I've got a whole drawer full of beanie hats that I wear, most of them BBC. But this hat is so cool.
Yeah, man, it is. Then, what is
So,
the little detail that has it
so
go
that's
around? Oh, the
sorry,
LV.
LV,
Nice.
and then Pharrell, Nigo,
Okay. Oh, yeah, LV right here, right?
and then all
Again.
of these
Nice.
are all reversible as well. They all have different patterns on the inside. This has like the Domia pattern, the blue and white. But again, you've got
Yeah,
like the Pharrell and Nigo tag there. I need to cut the big tag off.
yeah. That's awesome, man.
But yeah, man, I thought that was a really nice one. And if you turn it this way, it's just kind of a plain sort of black hat,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, really nice. So that's that one.
Your your winter is going to be fresh.
Oh yes, cold and fresh. And then people that know me know I'm a bit of a sucker for like, you know, wallets and card holders and things like that. I constantly want to buy new ones and change them and stuff like that. So I had this one from the Pharrell collection.
Wow.
This was, yeah, I
Looks
got this
so dope.
last year, I think it was. So this
Yeah.
absolute beauty. You know, I was like, right, I'm never buying another wallet ever again. But then,
Uh, come on,
so
man.
again, the Phriendship one with the classic LV kind of brown and tan Daimia pattern. But then what sold it to me, the inside, look how beautiful that is.
Nice, man.
And you can, yeah, I've got Pharrell there on my credit card.
Yeah,
So like that card holder
so
holds
cool, man.
4 cards in the slot, and it's got a center bit, so you can get like 6 cards in there. And I don't carry more than 6 cards normally, and I don't carry cash nowadays. I haven't carried cash for like over 10 years. But occasionally, I've got a note that I want to carry. I've got some podcast stickers that I want to carry. I've got
That's
like
very good.
when we were on our little trip to Stockholm recently, we were on the ferry, so you get like a little key card for the ferry, and then you get one for the hotel as well. So again, there's like a little pocket there on the outside just to slip that into. So yeah, I had to get that.
Nice.
Pharrell and
Looks
Nego
amazing, man.
again.
So cool, man.
So yes,
Congratulations.
thank you. Those are my lovely little LV purchases for the summer. I did get a few other bits.
Nice.
Should we go through them quickly?
Yeah, of course.
All right. I'll also give people a little PSA here regarding BBC EU. I think about a year ago or something, I might have mentioned it. You know those shorts that BBC were doing where they're like a colour. So I bought a pink pair, and I think you can get black. And when they're swimming shorts, and when you get them wet, the diamond and dollar pattern appears on them. They've got some kind of like thing on top of the material that reacts with water. They were amazing. They were great. I only wore them like 3 times. And when I went on holiday this summer, I wore them, and all the patterning's just completely gone. So they get wet and they just stay pink. So I was like, that's weird. So I contacted BBC and said, like, that's not right, is it? They're not meant to be like, it's not meant to just happen once. Obviously, it's meant to keep happening. And they were like, oh, really
Yeah.
sorry. Like, something's fucked up, you know. So now I just have a plain pink pair of shorts. That's fine. What they very kindly did, they said if I want a cash refund, they'll give me half the money back. And this is a year later or
Okay.
something as well. Or they said if I take a credit note, they'll give me the full amount back. So I thought, well, okay, I'll take a credit note because I'll just respend it there, basically. So
Yeah, of
again, I
course.
got these shorts in the sale. I think they were originally 160 euros. I think I paid 100 for them. So I got a 100 euro credit note. So, firstly, if you're debating buying those shorts, because they're still on the website, I think the different colorways are still there. Just be warned that patterning may come off after a few wears.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because I was maybe in like chlorine swimming pools, or maybe it's just where they were washed afterwards or something. I don't know what caused it, but obviously something screwed them up. So just be aware of that. But what I got from the refund was there was another big sale on. So I grabbed a t-shirt, like a plain Arch logo t-shirt, I think it was. And then I grabbed another cushion, the falling astronaut. It is behind me, but you probably can't see it on the camera because the camera's cropped. But I got that, both of those for 100 euros. I thought that was quite a good deal when normally they would be twice that price, maybe even more. So I saved a little bit there. So I got those. So that's fine. A couple of BBC bits. But then
Nice.
my main purchase over the summer, this is another BBC bit actually, but it's an older BBC bit, and I will hold it up because I've got it here next to me.
Wow. Amazing, man. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Yes.
So for those that aren't watching the video, this is the varsity jacket from when No One Ever Really Dies was released. This was a Japanese exclusive, and I was gonna try and get one at the time, but they were ridiculously expensive and only available in Japan. I think the
Yeah.
BBC EU store did get some after, and I think that's where the person I got this from got it. They had a very limited quantity, but I saw this come up online recently, and I was just like, I've got to get it. It was a bargain as well. It was like a third of the original price.
Wow.
It's in really
Come
good
on, man.
condition. It needs a wash. I need to take it to be dry cleaned this week. But if I get
Yeah,
it, if I hold it up here,
man.
really good
So
condition.
beautiful.
The arms are full leather as well. And obviously on this side, you've got the N.E.R.D logo, the brain
Yeah.
logo. No One Ever Really Dies. You've got the OG tag that BBC Japan use nowadays. And then,
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful, man.
as I
And
showed,
of
you got the
course,
N.E.R.D on the back as well. So
beautiful,
yeah,
man.
I'm glad I got that one in my size as well. It's a Japanese exclusive, so it will run a little bit small or smaller than usual, but I still think it'll fit. I've had it like, I want to say I got it at the start of the summer, start of July. So I've probably had it 6 weeks. I've not tried it on yet because I don't want to try it on and it doesn't fit. And I'm like, no. So I'm going to wait to get it cleaned, get it dry cleaned
Yeah,
and
of course.
everything. And then I'll try it on, make sure it fits. So yeah, I'll be wearing that in the winter as well.
Yes, man. Your winter is going to be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when they released those. Like I have a friend that she lives in Japan, and I was like, it was the first time that I looked into the BBC store in Japan. Like, oh, I want this, and I asked her like, can you ship it for me if I buy it? And she was like, yeah, of course. But when I converted the price, the yen for euro, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
Yeah, I've got a feeling when this jacket came out, it was about 600 euros or maybe 700
Yeah,
euros or something like that.
I think it was 700. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I passed on it as well. And obviously, when they came up at, when BBC EU got a very limited quantity of them, for whatever reason, I didn't get one then, probably because I didn't have the money at the time or something like that. This came up, I think I paid 200 euros for it. So I think that's a pretty good deal,
wow, it
especially for
is.
a bigger size as well, which they make less of.
Yeah,
In the condition it's in as well, it's not been worn that much. So
yeah.
I couldn't let it go.
Nice, man. That was a nice purchase.
Yes,
And if you think about it, 200 euros for any BBC varsity jackets is a pretty good price.
exactly. If you look on the EU website, yeah, they normally sell for sort of 500 to 700, depending on what they are. The ones that have leather in them are normally even more expensive. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it was too good to pass up on.
yeah, it is, man. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Pretty
I'm
good.
just trying to think if I've got any sneakers over the summer. I don't think I've bought any, but I did spend all of my summer trying to undead stock about 30 pairs that I've never worn before.
Oh my God.
There were
And
I
how
didn't
was it?
I didn't get through everything, but I got through most of like the more there's loads of like tennis hues and stuff that I've got that I've never worn just because I wanted all the colorways. But all of the Jordans that I've bought over the last year or so, I wore all of those. All of them except the Black Cat 3s. I put them on. I was about to go out. The Uber cancelled. And then while I was waiting for a new Uber, I checked the restaurant I was going to, then realized the restaurant was shut anyway. So I didn't go out. So I haven't worn them yet. So I'll probably try and wear them the next couple of weeks. But yeah, all the other Jordans, all the other Air Maxes. What else was there? Was a few other bits and pieces. There's still a few more to wear as well coming into the autumn. The Adidas Marbs, the Pharrell ones. I need to wear them during the autumn. And then the other ones, what are they called? The boot ones, the Adidas ones.
Oh yeah,
I've got like the
I know the
brownie
ones.
tan pair. I can't remember what they're called now. I got a blue pair
Yeah,
earlier
yeah.
this year. So I'll wear them in the winter. Yeah, and there's a few other bits
Nice.
and pieces. So yeah, just trying to undead stock all of those and get some life into them basically.
I think the only pair that I still haven't wear them, well, it is the Jordan 4s, the Bricks by Bricks by Nigel Sylvester. Like, it's the only ones, but it's because I'm still trying to maybe sell them.
Oh,
Yeah, because
let me know how much you
like
want. Friends and family.
yeah, yeah, like I ask you for 100, man. I know it's a lot, but I just saw in the market like people are selling those for 500 and a half, something like that, for 400 and a half.
They're
And I
still
was like,
really
oh,
popular.
okay, yeah, because what happened was like I'm going to bring those to Brazil with me, and I'm gonna wear them in Brazil. I was excited about this decision, and when I started to search online for the prices for the market, I'm like, oh, the prices are going up. And I think probably and every day, like people are asking me for them online, like how much is it? How much you want for it? Is negotiable the price? So I feel like the even the interest on the sneakers like is coming back, and people are starting to. So I was like, okay, I'm going to wait just maybe like a couple of months. If I don't sell them for 400, I just going to wear them.
Yeah.
That's it. Because it's a
Yeah,
beautiful pair, man.
definitely. I still see them pop up quite regularly on like they're always top three sneaker of the year. from
Yeah.
people. And, Complex still talk about them a lot, and other kind of sneaker websites and Instagram accounts and stuff. They're always sort of top three when it comes to releases so far this year. And I think they'll probably stay top three until the end of the year.
Yeah. I think I really thought that is going to be the sneaker of the year, but I don't know if you saw the Jordan 5 that Awake in New York just put out, the pink ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, and they look pretty sweet, and I think that's the one is going to be like it's going to be brick by bricks and the Awake New York's ones, J5s, 100%.
Yeah. Let me know when you're debating wearing them, and I'll see if there's any spare money floating around. I might have to. I
Yeah,
might have
okay.
to dip in there quickly and take them.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll have a think. All right, good,
Yeah.
good. Anything you got over the summer? You mentioned your Panda Dunks. Anything else while you've been on your travels or anything?
Yeah, let me show you.
See, people, this is why you should ensure you subscribe to this podcast on YouTube. Don't just listen to the audio version, because then you miss all of this fun, exciting stuff.
Exactly. So one thing that I was pretty excited about, like I got this Ayrton Senna cap in Brazil, and this is not original, by the way, but it's really hard to get the original one with this shape because it's the original shape. And I bought them for, if I convert €2. I bought them for like €7, and people are asking me to sell them for €50.
50.
Yes, man. So my wish is like, let's just go back to Brazil.
I was going to say, you
Buy
got
like,
family. Let's send some money to your family. Buy 100 of them. Ship them bad boys over. Let's go.
yes, man. Like because I like to put like stuff to sell on Vinted just to, like just to have stuff there so people can go to my profile and see my stuff and everything. And I put them on, and everybody's like asking for €50. Like, oh my God. And I still don't want it because I want to ask a family member to just go to the place that I bought them and say, like, can you see if there's more? So if not, like, buy them from me so I can get it and I really try to sell them here because it was the only one when I bought it. It was the only one in the store. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just want to make sure that I'm going to maintain my cap, because it's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I tell you what, it doesn't surprise me because we've seen like the popularity of Formula One grow massively worldwide the last sort of few years with like Drive to Survive and stuff like that. And we've seen F1 merch, the prices, if you go to a race, the prices of like, you want to buy like a Mercedes hat, they're like €100 or something ridiculous. I've
Exactly.
noticed when I was in Bulgaria in the Adidas store, there was a whole section for Mercedes for their F1 gear. And now I went to the Adidas outlet store here in Finland, in Helsinki, at the weekend. I actually did buy a couple of things. Not much though. T-shirts and shorts, that's it. And I noticed they had loads of the F1 team merch stuff as well. So all like the F1 merch is becoming really, really popular. It used to just only be popular in parts of Asia, India, it was always quite popular. But now I think, Europeans buy more merch. Obviously the US is now getting more into Formula One. Obviously,
Yeah.
like the likes of Brazil, because, Senna's just such a massive hero there as well. It's sort of
Yeah,
popular in
exactly.
parts of South America. I think we're starting to see more and more of this F1 merch kind of crop up. It doesn't really surprise me that, those kinds of hats, if you can't get them here in Europe and stuff, that people are willing to pay sort of 40, €50 for them.
Yeah. And it makes sense because football gear like so popular right now. So it makes sense maybe like they are transitioning to Formula One or maybe hockey. So some other sport, because everybody's like every streetwear brand like has like a football jersey version of to that brand. And it's kind of like, oh my God, how many football jerseys can a brand make? So it makes sense. Like they just go to another sport, finally.
Yeah, well, they know sort of F1 is, while it's popular in a lot of the world, it's up and coming still in other large parts of the world. Like the Mercedes stuff, Mercedes Puma was making their stuff for the last 5 years. Now this year, Adidas have come in and gone, actually, we'll give you a massive contract. We'll make all your stuff because they know it's going
Yeah,
to make them money because they know it's expanding more and more.
yeah, true.
But a good
Yeah, let's
purchase,
see.
and yes, if you can get hold of more, then let us know. We can start a little F1 bootleg merch business.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's everything I had. Just one more thing to quickly mention that I noticed earlier. Today's the 19th of August. It is the 22nd birthday of the Clones album.
Oh my God, Jesus.
I was about to say Clones is now officially an adult. It's been an adult for a while.
Yeah, yeah, true. Wow. That's so amazing because I think when I think about becoming a Neptunes fan, that was the album. I remember going to the website, clonesarecoming.com.
Who do you think owns that website now?
Oh, really? Damn,
Mm.
bro.
Somebody let it lapse.
Yeah, yeah.
I was straight
But
in
do
there.
you, yeah, but do you own the URL? Oh, yeah. Wow, man. That's
Which I like
awesome.
because
Yeah.
because anyone that has the original CD or vinyl, I think even the repressings on the back on the credits it says go to clonesarcoming.com. I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
actually
yeah,
goes to it and looks at it. I don't know. I don't look at the website stats, but it's nice to know that if someone picks up that album and they go, "Oh, I'll see if that still exists," they land on our podcast and look at our ugly faces.
yeah. Yeah, can you imagine? That's awesome, man. Didn't know that. That's cool. So yeah, I remember that, man. Just seeing the Star Trek ship that you can choose like the items and the artists that you wanted to see, everything. Yeah, I remember going to a LAN house and I don't know, pay for 2 hours of internet just to listen to Neptune songs. Download it, listen to it. Sometimes like try to get in a MP3 player and go home back home, man.
We
That
need
was the
more interactive websites like that because that was such
yeah,
a good,
man.
like even like the original BBC website where you landed, you're at the
Yeah.
gate and you had to pick if you went into the BBC side or the ice cream side, and the thing spun round and the graphics were amazing. The website was really nice and colorful and had all the cool like backgrounds and the cool graphics. And now obviously, the BBC websites are just Shopify websites that are just,
Yeah, of
white and
course.
black.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually the Black Yacht Rock website kind of surprised me because of that and it took me back actually. And I even wonder like did show me did this website because it was show me, right? The website designer for the BBC
Yeah,
and
he's
the
not a website
Neptunes.
designer, but I think he was involved in some of the actual, the look of it and stuff, the UI of it.
Yeah, yeah. So it took me back, man. It was this is interactive, so it was pretty cool to see. So yeah, man. I remember when the you had the Star Trek lettering in the homepage, and every square one it was a beat, or it was a song, or you go to our website. Man, so good, man.
Yeah, we need more stuff like that. Websites are boring
Yeah,
nowadays. Shopify everything, and it's all the same.
yeah, exactly.
But saying that, people should maybe go and check out our website. There's loads of cool stuff on there.
Yes.
You can go to the others.net. When you go there, you can get all of our podcast episodes. You can stream them, you can download them, you can read all the show notes, you can see pictures and videos and interviews we've done. And what you can also do is you can click on the merch section and you can buy lovely t-shirts like this with my face
Yes.
on, which I feel terrible
There you
wearing, but
go.
it's my face on my
No,
t-shirt,
no.
which
It
was
looks awesome.
designed by Rafa, which is why it looks so awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Truly.
Yeah, and if you don't want one with my face on it, you can get ones without my face as well.
Yeah.
But yes, head over there and buy something. Buy something nice for yourself.
Yeah, truly. Support us.
Yes, definitely. All right, let's wrap it up there then. So that's all the website info. You can find us on all podcast platforms where you go to get your podcasts. You can find us on YouTube, where you can watch a video of this said podcast, where you can see the things that we're holding up and that we're showing. And we're going to try and do more of that in the future, a bit of screen sharing as well, so you can see the things we're talking about. Hopefully it doesn't crash like it did the last time we tried it before the summer. We'll get it working eventually. And then find us online as well. So you can go to the others.net/about for all of the links for all of the social media platforms. But you can mainly find me at Steve R. Penny, most places. And you can find Rafa at Sneakartel2 on Instagram and various other places.
Yes.
Cool. That's it from us this week. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time with our usual format of a song and a video and all the latest news. But until then, catch you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye, guys.